And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And
look, The View is not the litmus test of America, we don't think.
About this and that. Kimmel, you realize what this means? You could be...
Jimmy Kimmel is under fire after controversial comments targeting Melania Trump led to a defamation lawsuit that has shaken Hollywood and the late-night comedy world. Kimmel, known for his sharp political humor, is now at the center of a legal and cultural battle that could redefine the boundaries of satire, free speech, and accountability for public figures. What started as another routine late-night segment has spiraled into a national debate about comedy's role in politics and the ethical limits of humor. The controversy began during a recent episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live, where Kimmel mocked Melania Trump's public initiatives and personal life in a segment that many viewed as crossing the line. Kimmel ridiculed Melania's role as First Lady and insinuated that her marriage to Donald Trump was a calculated move for fame and money. In one particularly biting moment, Kimmel joked about Melania's anti-bullying campaign, Be Best, calling it a sham and suggesting she never cared about children.
Never stop exploring, 'cause life would be boring.
Clips from the episode quickly went viral, sparking outrage among Trump supporters and fueling calls for accountability. The segment didn't end with Kimmel. Stephen Colbert joined in the following night on The Late Show, delivering his own scathing remarks about Melania's personality, fashion choices, and accent. While the audience erupted in laughter, critics viewed the jokes as unnecessarily personal and demeaning. Within hours, hashtags like #JusticeForMelania and #CancelKimmel began trending on social media as supporters rallied to defend Melania against what they saw as a coordinated attack. Melania Trump, known for maintaining a low profile and avoiding public disputes, broke her silence in an unprecedented move. Her legal team swiftly filed a defamation lawsuit in a New York court, accusing Kimmel and Colbert of crossing the line between comedy and character assassination. The suit claims that the remarks were not just opinions, but defamatory falsehoods intended to degrade.
All right, let's move on to this story. This is the Easter egg hunt. On Monday, the White House held that 140th Easter egg roll, but take a look at how late
and humiliate her. I can handle criticism, but I won't allow lies about me or my family, Melania said in a rare statement. This lawsuit isn't about silencing anyone. It's about accountability. The lawsuit specifically highlights Kimmel's and Colbert's jokes about her marriage and public initiatives, arguing that their statements were presented as factual and caused significant harm to her reputation. The legal implications of the case are immense. Under U.S. defamation law, Melania's team must prove that the hosts made false statements of fact with actual malice, meaning they either knew the claims were untrue or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. The lawsuit alleges that the comedians and their teams failed to fact-check their jokes and intentionally blurred the line between satire and defamatory claims.
And he was on Fox News again yesterday being moistly licked by Mark Levin, who asked Trump to...
For example, Kimmel's comments about Be Best being insincere and Colbert's suggestion that Melania married Donald Trump for money are cited as specific examples of falsehoods presented as truths. ABC and CBS, the networks behind Kimmel and Colbert's shows, have come out in defense of their hosts. Both networks released statements arguing that the jokes were protected under the First Amendment as political satire. Supporters of the comedians claim that the lawsuit threatens free speech and sets a dangerous precedent for censorship. Comedy has always pushed boundaries, one legal analyst said. If every public figure sues over a joke, the entire genre could collapse. Melania's legal team, however, insists that this case is not about stifling free speech, but about holding people accountable for spreading harmful falsehoods. There's a difference between satire and lies, her attorney said. You can't use comedy as a shield to defame someone's character. Public reaction to the lawsuit has been deeply divided. Trump supporters and critics of late-night television have rallied behind Melania, calling the lawsuit a necessary defense against what they perceive as media bias. On the other hand, free speech advocates warned that the case could have a chilling effect on comedy, causing performers to self-censor out of fear of legal repercussions. Adding to the complexity is Melania's personal history with public scrutiny. As First Lady, she endured years of intense criticism, Much of it centered on her marriage to Donald Trump and her limited public appearances. Friends and allies describe her as deeply private and reserved, making this lawsuit a significant departure from her usual approach of staying out of the spotlight. She stayed quiet through so much, but this felt like the final straw, a source close to Melania told People magazine. Those jokes weren't about politics. They were personal attacks on her as a woman and a mother. Critics, however, argue that Melania, like all public figures, must learn to accept biting criticism as part of life in the public eye. When you marry a president and live in the spotlight, you sign up for this, a commentator on The View said. Others view the lawsuit as an overreach that could stifle political humor and satire. The case has already sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Several celebrities and public figures have reportedly consulted lawyers about whether they, too, could pursue legal action against comedians and media outlets. Meanwhile, major networks are quietly revisiting their guidelines for comedy segments, worried about the potential for costly lawsuits. This could be a game changer, one late-night television producer said. If writers start censoring themselves to avoid lawsuits, it could fundamentally change the tone of these shows. As the lawsuit moves forward, both sides are preparing for a messy legal battle. Melania's team plans to call witnesses to testify about the emotional and reputational harm caused by the segments, while Kimmel's and Colbert's legal teams argue that no reasonable person would interpret their jokes as factual statements. Internal communications, including emails and text messages from the writers and producers, could become key pieces of evidence in determining whether the comments were made with actual malice. The controversy also raises broader questions about the role of late-night television in shaping public opinion. What was once a platform for lighthearted humor has increasingly become a venue for political activism, with hosts like Kimmel and Colbert blending comedy with pointed critiques of public figures. While some viewers see this as an essential way to hold power to account, others argue that it has turned late-night TV into a partisan battlefield. The stakes are high for everyone involved. For Melania Trump, a victory in court could restore her reputation and set a precedent for how public figures can defend themselves against defamatory humor. For Kimmel and Colbert, the lawsuit represents a potential turning point in their careers, as well as a broader reckoning for late-night television. As the case unfolds, the outcome could have far-reaching implications for the entertainment industry, public discourse, and the boundaries of free speech. Will this lawsuit lead to greater accountability in media, or will it stifle the creative freedom that makes comedy a vital part of American culture? What do you think? Did Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert cross the line with their jokes, or is Melania Trump overreacting? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this developing story.